Hello, my name is Jackson Kajener with the Cold Lake Regional Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to our interviews with the candidates who are running for the municipal election. Many will remember the Chamber hosting all candidates forums in person. However, this year we've taken a new format where interviews with each of the candidates willing to participate will be uploaded to the Chamber of Commerce YouTube channel. I'm joined by Ryan Bailey, who is running for Councilor in the City of Cold Lake. For our viewers, I'll briefly outline the format for these interviews. The candidate will be given 5 minutes to make introductory remarks. The candidate has been provided with 2 prepared questions, which they will be given 2 minutes to respond to. There are 3 questions which have been submitted by our members for the candidate, and they will be given 2 minutes to respond to each question. The candidate will be given 2 minutes to make their closing remarks. For fairness to all candidates, we do have a timekeeper who will be ensuring that responses stay within the time allotments. We will now start with Ryan giving their introductory remarks.
Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Bailey and I'm running to be a councillor in the City of Cold Lake. I've been living in Cold Lake for almost 20 years now, and for those 20 years I've also been an educator in this city. I've worked with many children and many families, and so one thing that's very important to me is community. I want to build Cold Lake to be what I call the jewel of the North. I've been involved in a lot of community events. I've umpired baseball, refereed football, emceed for dance recitals. I've also been refereeing the men's football league. I've directed plays. I've been in plays at the Grand Parlor. I've worked on base with my wife at the MFRC doing summer camps. So like I said, one thing that's very important to me is community. If you vote for me on October 18th, you'll get someone who will look out for everybody in the community of Cold Lake. Thank you.
We will now begin with the prepared questions. Each candidate has been sent the same 2 prepared questions. Question 1. What is your position on property tax rates in Cold Lake?
Thank you, Jackson. The city tax rates, as we all know, nobody loves to pay taxes, but they are inevitable. Currently, I believe that the tax rates are quite fair. If we look back at 2007, there was a 30% tax increase, and what happened was there were a lot of things that contributed to that. But lately, we haven't had very many tax increases, and I think that the magic number of an average of around $3,000 per household is a good average to have. I would like to see the tax rate stay as is, or lower if possible. However, if there are things that need to be built, infrastructure that needs to be repaired, then we need to look at that. However, my position is this: if we can keep the rate increases at as close to 0, that's what we'll do. Thank you.
Question 2. If elected, what specific goal do you want to accomplish by the end of your term?
This is a great question, and when I read this question, I had so many ideas. A lot of people say that I'm full of hope, I have a high ambition, and I do. One thing I'd really love to see in this town, and hopefully in city, and hopefully it doesn't impact the questions that come later, Jackson, is I'd like to see if we could get a fine arts facility built. Now that doesn't mean on day one we start building one, but when we have a fine arts facility, that will be another jewel in our crown for the jewel of the North. We have a beautiful marina, we have beautiful parks, and amazing people. And what happens is when you build an arts center that could be a museum, art gallery, dance studio, symphonies can come in from Edmonton, you bring business to our area. So we want to bring big time events into Cold Lake to spend money in our hotels, our restaurants, and enjoy our facilities. If somebody comes for a dance recital in November and they see how beautiful our lake marina is, they'll probably come back in June, July, and August to do some fishing.
We now move into the unprepared question segment. Question 1. What makes you qualified to make decisions about the spending of taxpayer dollars and the level of services we receive?
That's a great question. And, being a taxpayer myself for 20 years, you realize that there are some things that you would want things to be spent on. Not everybody has the same ambitions, the same goals, or the same desires that I do. And so one thing is, I will never claim to be an expert on what things should be spent on. But what I am is a person who will listen. Being a teacher, I've had to listen to people with great ideas. If you bring an idea to me, I will make sure that I bring it up. That doesn't necessarily mean we can act upon it, but I want to hear all the ideas. If there's an idea about spending tax money and it just doesn't come to fruition where it's going to be feasible or affordable, I don't want to go with it. I want to be able to be transparent and approachable to all the ratepayers in Cold Lake.
Question 2. What is the top political issue that you would hope to resolve during your tenure on council? How would you approach this issue?
I think one of the big issues, Jackson, is that security of people's belongings and businesses downtown, and not just downtown in Old Grand Center, but downtown Cold Lake, out by the marina in that main area. And so what I've been saying a lot of times to people, whether it was on Facebook or in public, is that I want to look at our policing situation. I know that from the hours of 1 a.m. to 7 a.m., there's no municipal enforcement, so no peace officers. So I want to see if we can expand that to help people and businesses stay safe. I also want to look at seeing if we can achieve a greater number of RCMP officers to make sure that, again, people's belongings and their bodies and properties are safe. That's one key issue that I really want to go with this term.
Question 3. What is your plan to ensure that Cold Lake has a vibrant and growing business community?
That's a great question. I'll go back a little bit to talk about that arts center. That's one thing that would bring things in. But another thing that I want to do is I want to look at what would it take to get other businesses to come here. A lot of times people will just moan and groan that, oh, why doesn't this business come here or this business? I want to be able to go to places. And I've already contacted several bulk stores that are in this area, and I'm trying to find out what it would take for them to come here. What does it take? We have a large enough capacity of people. We serve around 20,000 people. What would it take to get those things? And that's what I want to do. I want to pound the doors and say to businesses, what does it take to get you here? And then we'll work to get them here.
And to conclude today, I would invite Ryan to give his closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Jackson. And thank you, City of Cold Lake, for taking the time to listen to me. On October 18th, I want to be on your tongue when you vote. Vote Ryan Bailey, because what I want to do for this city is make it even better than it is. It is an amazing city right now. We are an amazing community, and I want to make it even better. Like I said, I want to make us the jewel of the North so that people all over the province and Western Canada, Eastern Canada, want to come to Cold Lake and find out, what makes this place so special. I thank you. And if you want to learn more, please go to Facebook and search up Ryan Bailey for Cold Lake City Council. Thank you.
We would like to thank Ryan for joining us today and taking the time to answer some of the questions that are important issues for the upcoming municipal election on October 18th.